Streaming is on.
All right.
Okay.
So let's go back to LinkedIn. I don't know if you can see my LinkedIn page, but I feel like the first step would be,
I'm in the Unity network page now.
yeah, going to the Unity network page. Exactly. So obviously here there's groups and pages. That's important to note. Let's go to our notes. And we're on topic 2, social media. So we're not really doing social media. We're focusing on LinkedIn, right? The topic's LinkedIn. Because we could talk about all the social media and the plans in general, but I feel like you just wanted to jump into LinkedIn, right?
Yeah.
So options, there's groups, right? And then there are also pages.
Pages.
Right? So pages. I'm assuming that there would be one of each. Let's see what we have. So where's the community network only has 2 members. This is a group, I think, community network, and it says 2 members. And we've got occupied 95 members. It's nothing super big here. Show
54 employees, it says on LinkedIn.
54 what?
54 employees on LinkedIn. 106 followers.
All right, hold on. So I go back to, let's just go back. And then I click on
on the
Community Life Network. So there's a community network and a Unity network. So
I'm on Unity network.
So pages, we have Community Life Network, and then we have Unity network. I click on Unity network. Let's see what we get. Set up your page for success. Location, activity. 106 followers. That was correct. Note that down. 106 followers. Edit page, share page. So what was the other number you gave?
It says 54 employees on LinkedIn.
54 employees. Well, that's interesting. So how do you find that out?
I don't know. It says here, visualize all the 54 employees on LinkedIn. When right on the home.
Let me just look at your. Let me look at yours.
My screen. Wait. All right, sharing my screen. If you go here, you see Unity Network. It says, it's in Italian, but I mean, it says, visualize all 54 employees on LinkedIn. Then if I click here, it gives me the list of all these employees. So basically, it's right here in the home page.
I know, but did you see it?
Yeah, here you see I'm in the home, and here it says.
I'm in the home page too. It just doesn't show that. Probably. Oh, view as member. Here we go. So I was viewing as admin. 1 person from your school works here. 54 employees. Okay. So what does this say? Leon Cauciso, Chief Executive Officer Beyond Qualification. So what does that even mean? Are these results helpful? I just don't get it. One person from your school works here. 54 employees. Do you know what that means?
Yeah, I mean, when I click on
the website goes to here, the website works. That's good, I guess, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so Total employees, premium, 5.3 years, median tenure. So weird. Unlock more organizations' insight. Try premium for free. What does this even mean? At this company. I mean, obviously we don't have 54 employees. What does it mean when you click on it? Like more, what is more?
It gives a list of all these people, but
all these people, what?
Yeah, like this guy, Javar Torregoza, affiliate online marketer at Unity Network. But
let me look at yours. Let me look at yours. I can't see it. All right. What am I looking at?
Yeah. So can you see it says 54 results? So you come first, then there's this Angeline F. This Javier Torregoza, affiliate online marketer at Unity Network. But maybe it's another company that's called Unity Network. I mean, definitely. This guy as well, Peter Ray Alcantara. There's a lot from the Philippines. Philippines, Manila, Metro. So there's probably a company or an enterprise called Unity Network in the Philippines. Jerome Fajardo. I don't know if you know any.
I don't know any of these people. Like, it doesn't make any sense to me.
Johanna Nasser. Yeah. Probably it's just there's some. Let me see if I managed to go into one of these, see what this Unity Network company is. Unity Network, entrepreneur at Unity Network, all from the Philippines. A lot of people from the Philippines. There's probably a company called Unity Network, and they, with the search, I don't know, when you go here, Unity Network. Yeah, it brings us it brings us to our Unity Network. I don't know how.
I mean, I just feel like these people are putting us in their name as like that they work here or that they applied here or something like that, you know? But the question is, why? And what does it mean, you know? It's so weird. Anyways, let's just note this down. I think this is important for SVG as well, because if people start randomly saying that they are working with SVG, like what does that mean? And why is there no filtering? I mean, it's just very odd that we wouldn't approve it or something. Like, it just doesn't make any sense. So no, there's 54 employees, and we don't recognize a single one.
No.
Let me just try looking at the list. You'd think that we would recognize one of them because we've hired hundreds and hundreds of people over the years. And you think there'd be somebody in here we would recognize. But I literally do not recognize any of them.
You managed to open the list?
Well, you can click on, I can click and see all 54 of them, yeah, because I can click on the different tabs here. There's 1 through 6. But yeah, I looked at the entire list. There's not a single person that I recognize, and I'm not connected to any of them. So weird. That's all I can say. It's very strange.
It's weird that you don't need any permission to just say that you work somewhere.
But again, remember, this is not a company. This is a page. So I'm clicking on companies here. So for example, if you click on Amazon as a company, it says that Amazon is under a company. And then if you go back to LinkedIn, my network, go to my network, and I go to pages, and I click on not Community Life Network. This is, oh, great, it's gone. Why isn't it there anymore? It's really, really strange. I hate social media so much. Like their whole goal is just making money. Like they don't actually try to actually make important things that people can use. Oh boy. So it's gone for me. I don't even see it anymore. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. But it says there's 14 total. It's really stupid. LinkedIn sucks. Right? It's give me the spinning wheel of death. Oh, look at that. The 5th time was the charm. All right, it worked. Okay, so I come back here. It goes view as member. So no, it does say company on ours.
Yeah, here it says it's the company page.
So the question is whether this is a normal page or company page, or whether it's the same thing, right? Is the company page the same as a normal page? Company question same as
No, it's different than like an individual page. You mean?
Yeah, like because I click on pages and then I go and it says that it's a company, right?
Yeah.
Anyways,
Yeah,
let me
you
check.
need.
So if I click on me and I go to, in this case, my work history. How does this work? Click on edit. Oh, here we go. Unity network. Okay, so add profile section open to, what is all this? Okay, Unity network founder code director. So I click on it, it takes us to our page.
Yeah, when you click on the logo.
So weird that other people can just add us as that were employed by us without any approval or verification. That is just the weirdest thing. I don't know. I don't know people. 54 employees. Where they live in the Philippines.
All in the Philippines.
I don't care that they live in the Philippines. I like it. Where they studied, you may know. And then it has everyone's picture down here. That is so weird. I mean, I guess it's kind of cool, sort of, but it's like, I don't know. I think we need to do a Google search, right? Google search for basically like, adding company to LinkedIn profile. Changing industry company version, creating a LinkedIn, how to add a company page, how to correctly link your personal LinkedIn profile to, how to get company. I don't know. It doesn't, we need a better search, but that is just really strange. And I don't know what that means for SVG, but we'll probably get the same thing for SVG, unless we can figure out how to fix that. Because I feel like
I think it's a glitch of LinkedIn. I mean, they just write Unity Network, and since probably doesn't exist the actual page of the Unity Network they work for, LinkedIn links it to us.
Okay, let me look at the admin page quickly. Grow your followers, location, 4 things remaining to complete, hashtags, jobs, content, analytics, activity. What is the activity? All updates. No activity updates. Okay. Analytics, follower leads, content, competitors, content, leads, followers, visitors, jobs. Job setting. Automatically post new jobs. Preview. We're pound hiring for new job and location. Find comments. 456 likes. View as a member. I don't see nothing to be able to administratively. I don't know. But I mean, overall, it looks like a good thing. Like, oh, we have 54 employees. Woohoo, right? It's like so weird. Who knows? Maybe SVG will have thousands of employees.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
man, it's so weird. Okay. Okay, so now what we want to look at is I kind of like this right here. There's a link here that says how to add a company page to LinkedIn, how to create a company page on LinkedIn for your business. Let's try this one. Okay, so it says to click on work icon and go to create a company page. Also, there's one other thing I wanted to talk about. Work. Well, visit more LinkedIn products, LinkedIn business services, create company page. Company showcase page, sub page, existing page, educational institutions, schools and universities. Interesting. All right. So the other thing that we want to look into here is, the overall presentation of FQN on LinkedIn, right? And this obviously affects all social media. It's not just LinkedIn. But what we can see here is that, way back when I got LinkedIn started, there was the Unity network, right?
Okay.
So for me, I think what we're going to end up is with 3. So there's FQN community network, and in this case, this would be the workers co-op. So we could also just call it, the FQN community workers co-op. I don't know how we want to call it, but anyways, for me, that's a really important one, because this is where we would have the primary overall umbrella for FQN administration, and then you have the Unity network, and then we're going to have social value group, right? So I think we're going to end up with 3. And the main reason that, the main reason we have Unity network currently is because, oh yeah, I'm curious. Oh my God, use number, please. Please. 7 employees. So the main reason that we have Unity network is because I just wanted to basically unify and have one single thing. Oh, look, here's Good Cause Group. That's pretty cool. 21 followers. I like it. So the idea behind having a Unity network is this one single organization, right? So obviously there's just no question that we could just have one single organization for, put SVG under Unity network and just do one, because this basically is going to make us have 3. And you can also do sub pages, which we should think about as well. So let's note here, can also do sub pages. So we could do something like, social value group could be a sub page under Unity network or FQN community workers co-op.
Yeah, it makes sense for sure.
So let's say what it says about showcase page. So let's get started associating your existing company page. Associated organizational page. Find the page you'll associate your organization with. It's so weird that it doesn't just show you your existing ones. So, like, you can just choose any company. It's so strange how they do this, Like, why would I be making websites for, like, Amazon or something? Can I really do that? Amazon. No, it doesn't let me do it right now. What's going on? Okay. Or LinkedIn. LinkedIn, yeah, see? Look at that. Looks like this page is not valid or not administered by you. Okay, I see. So we do Unity Network. Comes up, okay. Administered by me network. So we could also do good cause group, right? LLC. Looks like this page is not valid or not administered by you. Interesting. So it's like I could admin good cause group, but I can't create an associated organizational page under it. But I can do Unity Network. Name, add your organizational name. LinkedIn showcase, add your unique LinkedIn address, learn more about the page, the industry, the tagline, and verify. All right. So let's make sure we note all of that. So we have
it's called showcase page.
Associated org name, the new org name, URL address, website, industry. We're gonna have to choose an industry. Logo. Tagline. Yeah. Interesting. Okay, let's see if there's any difference with this. So this is just outline website industry. Organizational size. Organizational type. So the new org. So we have name. Address, URL address. I guess this is technically a LinkedIn URL address. LinkedIn URL address. Website industry. And then you have size, org size, and organizational type, org type. Nonprofit, sole proprietorship, privately held, partnership. Interesting.
What would we choose in this case?
I don't know.
Oh, difficult.
Let's note down the options. So we have public.
You want to tell me?
What?
Yeah, you can write them down. The industry is professional services.
Sole prop, private, partnership. The partnership might be the best one.
Yeah,
the partnership can be anything. Like a Mo can create a partnership, you know? And technically speaking, Innovate United LLC is a partnership. All right, but either way, it's still weird. Logo. So then you have logo, and I think it was a slogan, right? Tagline. Okay. All right, cool. So let's also look into making a group. Post a job, learning insights, advertise, service, groups. Create group. So a group, it seems to only want the name and the description. So the main thing I like about groups is that they are interactive, right?
Yeah.
So group, it's just name and description. I definitely think we should create a group. So the primary focus of the group would be like anything on LinkedIn that's happening on LinkedIn would basically happen within the group, right?
Okay.
And that's where we would communicate and discuss and talk to people and just, for example, what we don't want to do, ideally, unless there's a specific reason to that, is to have private messaging with an individual or potential client or whatever like that, especially in relationship to like, like if we're functioning on LinkedIn, there's a couple other things that come to mind here when we talk about groups. So groups can be different than the actual setups. Overall presentation of FQ on LinkedIn. So we have FQ Communities Worker Co-op, Unity Network, and Social Value Group. So I think overall we're basically going to have 3, which is fine. So eventually we might have more than 3, but what I don't want to do is I don't want to have like 10, where like every single individual, legal established entity has its own organizational page, right? I mean, it just doesn't make any sense. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So we're in agreement on that, right?
Yeah, I am absolutely.
So I think these 3 would be fine in this case, and that would basically create a situation where on my LinkedIn page, if I click on myself, oh boy, right? So right now it just has Unity Network. I wish you could actually build or see my profile. Isn't there a way to see my profile? About, featured, start a post. Yeah, here it is. This is it. So right here you have my founder since 2006. I've been doing this, right? So if we add in the FQN Workers Co-op, that would probably have started around 2000, I don't know, 15 or something like that. And then now for 2022, we can start the current SVG. So basically it would say that I have 3 positions.
Yeah.
Right? Whereas all this other past stuff is like all past in the past. Okay. Wait, what's this? Look, I got 35 endorsements, 28 endorsements, 27 endorsements. Well, that's exciting. Too bad it doesn't bring me a bunch of moolah, but hopefully we can change that. All right. All right, so I think we're on the same page that we're going to do these 3, and we're going to have 3 of them, and they're going to be fine. So then we have a couple other things.
Okay, so are we going to do 3 different pages?
Company pages.
Company pages for each one of those.
So the proposal would be 3 separate company pages. Okay, so that's the current proposal. There would be 1 company page for Unity Network, which is the old one from 2006. There would be the FQN Community Workers Co-op, which basically would be from 2015 or whenever we started hiring people into the co-op. And this one's 2006. And then the Social Value Group would start in 2022.
Okay, there would be three different, not like the Social Value Group wouldn't be a showcase page from one of these 2. No.
No. For now, I think we should just keep it all as separate groups because they are kind of separate and they might end up with different administrators. I mean, I don't even understand what it is to be a showcased organization under another group. I mean, I don't even know what that is. And it just seems complicated. And the only option we really have right now is the Unity Network. And I don't really think it makes sense for the Social Value Group to be under the Unity Network. It just doesn't make sense. If anything, Social Value Group would be under FQN Community Workers Co-op, but even that is kind of questionable.
Okay.
And also, I kind of like the name FQN Workers Co-op. Right? I also like that. And FQN is also one of the umbrellas. And in the future, potential future ones might include like, the web and civil itself, right? So, we're not going to worry about those for now, but eventually we want to expand and we might end up with 5. But I think that's enough, that there might be 5 eventually. But either way, we just don't want to worry about all that right now. For now, we're going to have basically 2, and then the FQN Workers Co-op, once we get back into that, in like a year or so, we can restart the FQN Workers Co-op and get that all set up correctly on LinkedIn. If we're ever going to take LinkedIn seriously, we should have the entire presence of FQN correct on LinkedIn.
For sure.
All right. So that brings us to the groups. So the groups, I think, are extremely important. And then there's a couple things. So I think overall, we're going to have a social value group. And the social value group is going to be for potential clients. And basically our groups would be, the way to think about our groups is basically we have public collaborative communication space. And that's what a group is. It's basically the equivalent of like a Google email group or a Facebook group or something, you know. Basically, it's just the equivalent of a public place where people can meet and interact together. And that's definitely where we want to send all the potential clients who are interested in getting involved. Okay?
Yeah.
So social value group would be for potential clients.
Like we should make it clear, like if you are contacted privately by somebody, you bring him on the group to discuss.
Yeah, unless there's a reason to have a private discussion, which is fine. But the main goal is just keeping everything transparent and public, unless they want to pay us more money. Right? If they want to do everything privately, that's fine. But we are gonna our goal is as soon as we get into private systems that we would be charging more money. Yeah. And we can make that clear to them. If they want to do NDAs and private stuff, it's fine. It'd just be, you know, we're gonna charge you double or time and a half. All right. So there's the social value group. We already actually have the community network, right? So that basically, and that's part of the reasons why the community network is a group as opposed to a page. We could change the community network to FQN community network. You know what I mean? That's basically, well, technically there is something that's a community network that's not FQN, but anyways, it's not right. So we have our community network. So let's note that down here under our groups. Community network. So this is just like overall communications for FQN, right? And we're going to have the org support group. I think you might end up with the support alliance or something. I don't know if you want a separate one for support alliance, or you have life support, might end up with separate ones. I don't know how you want to set that up, but basically support group, support alliance, life support, all of that is going to need to have a group eventually.
Yeah, eventually also each service as well can have can end up having a group by itself.
What do you mean?
Each service that social value group provides.
No, that
offers. Yeah.
I think like if we hire a client, we might set up a group just for that client to coordinate with that client if they want to coordinate on LinkedIn. Yeah. If they don't want to coordinate on LinkedIn, then we probably wouldn't do that. We'd have an email group or some other way of however they want to communicate. We'd want to set up something for that client, or it could just be on our Discord or whatever. But anyways, we like the whole idea here of why we're creating groups is all about the follow-up process for our recruitment and sales. Does that make sense? So this is everything related to social media, and if we kind of take a step back, everything related to social media is basically part of our outreach in recruitment, and it's all related to our public interaction. So, if we're going to be interacting with somebody on LinkedIn, that interaction takes place within a group. So for social value group, we're going to have a social value group communication space where people can come in and communicate and work together. And they can obviously, we have the community network one, and then there would be one for support alliance, org support, life support, sponsorship. So if someone's interested in sponsorship, boom, they go to the sponsorship group and they would communicate with us publicly in the sponsorship group. Make sense?
Yeah, perfect.
And again, it's the follow-up process. But as soon as we get from LinkedIn into Discord, or from LinkedIn into an email group or Skype or whatever they want to communicate, then we no longer need to communicate them on LinkedIn. Right? So these groups might be, no one might even use these groups, right? These groups could simply be like, oh yeah, I have some questions about this or that. And we can have it clear on our SVG company page that if you would like to contact us and get involved, work with us, that they can go to this group and get more information and support. Or if they want to, get involved in the organizational support by donation first, we can have a link to that, right?
Mm-hmm.
The key is we want to send them to these groups where they're going to communicate with the whole team, as opposed to doing personal individual messages, which just obviously are against policy and completely what we want to avoid. And then from there, we want to bring people into the Discord or bring people into our normal sales and our normal recruitment process, like whatever that is, based on what their needs. So there's no difference than any other platform. It's basically like the primary communication channel on LinkedIn will be the group. We don't actually need a company page, right? But we're going to create a company page because that's how the LinkedIn system functions in relationship to employees and all of that. So for social value group, we're going to have two profiles. We're going to have the company page, which would go onto your, LinkedIn connections, and then we'll have the group. So let's take another closer look at the group, okay?
Yeah.
And play around with it. And the first question are by chance, are you in the group?
What do you mean?
Are you in the current group?
No.
Let's take a look at. So there's we have community network, community elections. Wait, there's more. Yeah, that's it. Okay, so let's just go for a community network. Let's see this first. Copy link to group update. Ooh, copy link to group. So this is the actual link. All right, so it's line E5.
Okay. Okay, I'm here.
I don't know what this is all. Okay.
So here in the group, it says says that my request to join the group has been sent to the administration of the group.
Oh, look, we have 3 requests to join. See, this is great. Approve, approve, approve. All right. So now we have and so this is obviously a task that needs to happen. So whoever is overseeing the group, it's like, currently there's a manual join. So manual join of group. So that's a task that now needs to happen regularly forever into the future. Right. So the question in terms of administration of the group is, right, members. So now there's 5 people. So now we have 5 people in this group, which is great.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Invited, blocked. Okay. So then the next question, automate welcome note setup. I don't really want to automate a welcome note, to tell you the truth. Content analytics. All right. So come back here. Manage group. Oh my God, that's it? That's the entire management of the group? Ridiculous. Edit group. Try editing the group. No, this is just the description.
Mm-hmm.
The location. Oh, here's some more information about the group. So on the group, you have name, description,
location,
rules,
industry as well.
Location, rules, discoverability. Obviously, it's public. Discoverability in this case is public, right? Permissions. Allow members to invite their connections. If disabled, only admins will be able to invite first-degree connections to the group. All requests to join will still require admin approval. Okay. Allow members to invite their connections. If disabled, only admins will be able to invite first-degree connections to the group. All requests to join will still require admin approval. So you can invite somebody, and then if you invite somebody, they automatically joined. Mm-hmm. But if they request to join, they have to be manually approved. And there's no way to get around that. There looks like there's no way to automate that system. So manual approval of groups, this is going to be a task that needs to be set up regularly. So we have like an admin for the group. The admin would need to oversee the communication. So then from here, I should be able to go into the membership, and I can come over to Alberto, and I can make Alberto manager.
Great.
Okay, so then you should be able to, oh, something went wrong. Huh, good. No, it's not working.
It's not working. What's weird?
It's probably just because LinkedIn doesn't really work. Okay, whatever. Anyways, we'll try to fix that later. And also add an automatic welcome note. So that's another thing that can be set up, is we can have an automatic welcome. So overall, in my opinion, the groups are much more conducive to what we are and how we want to operate as far as FKN Community Network.
Yeah, for sure.
But I just don't know if you can actually put a group into your profile. So let's try that. So we go to profile, company, company. Yeah, it seems like, right, manage company. Job posting account.
All this group, like
what?
All this group, how can I yeah, interests at the end of your profile, there is interests, companies, and then there's groups.
Interest, companies, groups. At the end of my profile?
Yeah.
Okay,
down
so
down
all the way to the bottom.
I can see all these groups.
Language, interest groups. Okay. So companies, following companies, 2 followers, following network. Show all 14 companies. Okay.
Yeah, and then if you go on groups, it shows you all the groups.
Weird.
Here's the companies.
I don't know what all these companies. So these are all the companies that
groups. Yeah, and here are the groups.
Oh, so these are all the groups that I follow.
Yeah, you follow or you're the administrator.
Okay. It seems all very silly the way they set this all up. All right, then we have all the causes, cool, interests. All right. So anyways, the bottom line is that the companies are separate from the groups, and there's no way to add a group to your experience.
Profile directly. Yeah.
So add position, title,
company's name, location. There's no way to add a group
so
here.
The, community network. So Community Life Network actually is a company page, which is good to know. So I probably did that for Mel, but so let's note here under our pages, we actually also have Community Life Network. So that's the question of the fact that we have Community Life Network. Does that mean eventually we might also create a page for CCC, etc.? You know?
Yes.
And that's where I want to try to get away from. We just have so many pages for like everything. Okay, so let's take a look at Community Life Network.
The company. Community Life Network. Community Life Network.
Oh, here we go. All right, so Community Life Network has 2 followers. It has no employees. So, I mean, founder 2006. So, I mean, again, this is kind of like just put here kind of as a holder before I decided. So, I mean, we could basically delete this. Like, we don't actually need this.
Yeah.
So, in my mind, Community Life Network was here as a holder, and it was like, okay, this was the first organization we set up, right?
Okay.
Then we split into the WCDC. Then we split into like all these other things. Now we have Internet United, and then we just kept growing. So we set this up first, but then once we realized that, okay, we are not an organization, we're a network of organizations, I basically got rid of this immediately, very quickly, and put Unity Network instead. Does So like everything's under Unity Network. And then under Unity Network or FQN Workers Co-op, whatever you want to do, we could also have one that's just FQN or Web Civil. I don't know how I want to set that up. But the point is that I don't think this even needs to be public. I think this could basically be taken down. Because I don't think we want to use it. I just don't like. I don't want Community Life Network in my the actual individual entity in my profile. It's just not necessary.
Okay. Okay.
So let's see.
Yeah.
Manage deactivate page. So I think we just deactivate the page. We're sorry to see you go. Deactivate will remove the page entirely from LinkedIn. Once deactivated, you and the other admins no longer have access to the page. Once deactivated, you and other admins no longer have access to the page.
Yeah, I should.
Say again, what?
No, yeah, I agree with you. I mean, if you want to take it down, I think we should just take it down, that one, and we concentrate on the Unity network. We keep the Unity network, we create the social value group, and then later we can create the FQN.
Yeah, but it's I mean, deactivation seems a little bit too much, because basically it says that if you deactivate, you can't go back. So what I want is I just want to make it so that it's not viewable, you know?
All right.
So I mean, usually anything you create, you can actually set it to see who can view it, you know? But I don't know.
Aqui eu quero pouco mais de Fanta.
Nothing, eh?
Yeah. Anyways, it's only like obviously people aren't looking at this much. It's not really utilized. Obviously, the Unity Network one is more active, you know. So I don't know. I'd say we just leave it. We just don't.
Yeah, just whatever. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I don't see, there's no reason to deactivate it. I was hoping that deactivating would just be internal, but it actually affects like all of LinkedIn, and that even the admins can't even access it anymore. So we don't. It's like kind of like a deleting. We don't need to delete it. I just wanted to make it so it wasn't viewable. So there's one other thing you can do. So if I go in here and I go to groups, it's so weird that groups are actually companies, but it's like you know, it doesn't really make a lot of sense how they do that. But it doesn't. It's not coming up. So we have community network. Oh no, this is a group. We wanted to go to pages.
Yeah.
So it's weird that pages are actually companies. That's what's so weird. All right, so these are the pages. And again, it's not coming up. It's so weird. But oh, Community Life Network is here though. And then it just comes back to here, so it doesn't really do anything. All right.
Community Live Network, also the website works.
Yeah, the website's working. So anyways, I would just say that for Community Life Network, we leave it yellow and we just delete it. It technically is there, but no one really should be able to use it or go to it. How did you find it? You just had to type it in?
Yeah, I searched.
Yeah, so very few people are actually going to type it in and do the search, you know? All right. This also happens to be 2006. So I think Community Life Network actually was the original one, and then Unity Network, we just replaced it because once we realized we had so many different organizations that it just didn't make sense to list 10 different organizations on LinkedIn. All right, so I mean, I think we have a plan. We can see some of the specifics on like the different responsibilities that are going to have. We need to fill out all this information. So I mean, maybe we should go into the information that we want to fill out, and then we can work on setting it up when we're ready, either today or tomorrow, Wednesday or whatever.
All right.
But I think I mean, it's pretty limited what you can do on LinkedIn. So I mean, I think that's it. That's all I can think of. Is there anything else you can think of, or?
No, that's it. I don't know if you can do advertisement, maybe.
Well, yeah, of course you can do advertising. Usually you do ads based on your posts. Like you post something and then you can boost your post or whatever.
All right. So Jay, what we wanna do, because we also have the taxes session in 8 minutes, but we should
Jeez.
definitely, yeah.
So I
maybe
feel like the step is basically filling out all this information. So we're not going to do the sub org, so we can get rid of that.
Mhm.
So we're going to do the new org.
Mhm.
We're going to do the group. We have a new org and a group. And I would just say we just do the two that we are for SVG, and then we ignore everything else until we need it.
Yeah, I agree.
The FP1 one. Eventually, we're going to need the sponsorship one and the org support. Org support will probably happen the fastest. Because we'll have people who come into the SVG group, they won't want to be a client, and we can say like, okay, here's the group for org support.
Yeah.
Direct org support.
All right.
And then we'll set that up once we get to that point. Okay, so
yeah,
I think it's fine just to stop, take a break for a while, and then we could fill this out later, or we could get started with this after 5-minute break or something. I don't know, and then push back the taxes.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. I think we can take a 5-minute break. Just I want to make sure that we don't that we review the taxes, because tomorrow is the deadline. So
like, isn't that really bad that we're reviewing the taxes one day before the deadline? Like, what does that even mean?
yeah, I mean, the deadline for the government, there is only one thing, right? The W-3 that we need to file with the government tomorrow, because the 1099s, it's the actual deadline for the government is the 28th. The 1099s tomorrow is the deadline to send the 1099s to basically you, because it's just you this time. We have only two 1099s, you, LLC, and J.
Okay.
Right. So tomorrow is the
And how do you know that there's only two 1099s?
Because we had three from last year, but Michael. All right. So let me check this.
Anyways, we can go over all of that once we get there. So
yeah, maybe we have one more
break. Let's take a 5-minute break. Let's go. Let's do a quick little like rundown of the new org and the group, right?
Okay.
And then let's add a third topic, which can be, just to talk about the taxes briefly here and just see kind of where we are, taxes status and so forth.
Okay, perfect. All right, 5-minute break.